Come in.
You have to learn how to take control over your emotions, over your time, and over your finances. But what I'm really going to hone in on is what I believe to be the most important area: taking control over our emotions. Now I want you to go back in your mind to a time that you were really upset. You were really depressed, you were down, you felt like things were just not happening right. I mean, if you're a human being, you've experienced this day. Everybody has. That time when everything was down. Now I want you to close your eyes and really go into yourself and really experience it. Now I want you to notice a few things that have happened to you. Has your breathing sped up or has it slowed down? Most of you will notice that your breathing has slowed down. It's become heavy. Some of you are tweeting your fingers because there's tension, or you're covering your vulnerable areas of your body. You're folding your arms because you feel emotionally naked and exposed. Some of you, your posture has changed. Your shoulders are slumped. Your head has gone down. And many of you are thinking even negative things. There were only 3 things you had to do to change, to go to that state. Now remember, when we talk about state, we're talking about the identity that you need at that moment to function. We are multifaceted people. For example, at a time you'll have to be a businessman. You can't be in the state of a businessman in your family. You have to be able to transition and change state to suit the desired goals and the desired needs. Many people in relationships can't change state to become romantic or affectionate because they're so in a work mode, but you have to be able to change state. Now, I gave you that exercise to show you this, that you had power over your emotions. You just chose and you just proved that you could choose to be depressed, or you can choose to be joyful, happy, and excited about life. What ultimately I'm showing you is this: emotions don't come to us, we go to them. There are 3 things that determine us walking into bad emotions or even positive emotions. Now, if we can identify how we did it in the negative, you can identify how to do it in the positive. You literally had to do 3 things. You had to, number 1, change your focus. Number 2, you had to change your language. And number 3, you had to change your physiology. That's your body language and your posture, and the way you're breathing had to change as well. Let's deal with number 1 because I think it's the most powerful area. Whether we know it or not, whenever we're happy or depressed, emotional intelligence, emotional awareness is the ability to identify the state you're in by identifying what you're focusing on. The way to identify what you're focusing on is to ask yourself intelligent questions. Listen, your mind is like a computer. If you ask it a dumb question, you're going to get a dumb answer. Like if you say, why is my life always like this? Your mind will say, because you're an idiot and you're stupid and you'll never amount to anything anyway. But if you ask your mind an intelligent question, like what can I be focusing on right now that will bring me the results that I need? Your mind is geared to give you an intelligent answer. You literally have to learn to commune with your own heart. You have to learn how to speak to yourself and ask yourself some questions that are analytical to find out what you're focusing on. You could literally even ask, what am I focusing on right now? And sit down and get quiet and be still and think about this. And when you find out what you're focusing on, ask yourself, why am I focusing on what I'm focusing on? But ultimately, what we want to do is we want to shift your focus. Now, how do we shift your focus? We change your language. Now, remember, when you were depressed, you had to change your internal language, which means you had to tell yourself a story. If I said to you today, I want to give you a great gift, £1 million, some of you would say, yes, give it to me now. But I said, I want to give it to you next week. Over that period of time, there will be some psychological battles. There would be a story that you're telling yourself that maybe it's not going to happen. You believed for something like this before and it didn't come through. Or you're going to believe it's some kind of scam. Or you're going to tell yourself, I'm not going to go because I'm not worthy of it. I don't deserve this. There's a story you're telling yourself that's actually deciding the focus and even emphasizing the focus. So what we want to work on is change the story you're telling yourself. So instead of, oh no, it's Monday, I've got to go into work again and meet that same person. Look how my physiology is changing to say this. Meet that same person, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. You see, if you have that physiology, you literally walk around with a fingerprint of a V on your head that says, I'm a victim, bully me and fire me, throw me out of this workplace. But if instead you change your language and your focus is voice activated, your focus is voice activated. So if you could change your language and instead say, today is going to be a great day, and I expect great things to happen. I expect to meet problems that I can solve that will increase my value to my peers and those around me. I am a respectable professional, and I will work with my utmost best and fulfill to all my potentials. Now look, you just changed your language, and then you change your focus. You've also worked on changing your internal language. Now you might have to say that more than once to get the point across. But ultimately, if you want to get that point across quicker, change the third phase, your physiology. If I say, today's a great day, notice how my body doesn't quite agree with what my mouth is saying. What if I want the two to be integral? You have to notice your physiology also decides your emotions. It's the way we were wired, the way we were created. So if instead you could prop yourself up and posture yourself as though you had already achieved success or what you wanted to achieve, and said, today I expect great things. Great things are going to come my way, and I take charge over today. Notice how you've shifted the state to achieve the desired result. Let's say it's your relationship, and now you've got to find that you have to give some kind of emotion or affection, but you find yourself emotionally bankrupt. Say to yourself, I am a lover, and I am ready to pour out myself upon the object of my affection. I am ready to give my all to the one that I love. And the moment you do that, and you keep changing your focus in that area, you'll begin to change even your state to adjust to that needed desire and that needed end. So today, take control of your emotions by what you say with your mouth and the way you posture yourself. And literally work hard at identifying what you're focusing on and changing your focus. Thank you for listening. God bless.